you hear me, Snake? I am the end.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 longest video game boss fights ever.
Dude, you can't be serious! Oh crap, you are!
That's not a beast. That's a mountain.
For this list, we'll be looking at boss battles that take up significant portions of time. Have you faced any of these bosses? How long did it take? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Jerginga, the Wonderful 101. The premise of this action game is to add as many powerful superheroes to your squad as you can and use them to smash bosses. And the final obstacle, Jerginga, makes use of every single one of them. Jerginga traveled back in time 1,500 years to squash the Greater Galactic Coalition before it began. Which means he doesn't go down without a hefty fight. Using his entire fortress-sized body to stop you. With his intensely evil motivation and his immense size, Jerginga brings a grueling fight with laser beams, giant tendrils, and pounding fists throughout multiple phases and cutscenes. It's an epic finale that can last an hour at the minimum. Number 9. Dexiduous the Invincible, Borderlands 2. MMOs are usually the go-to source for raid battles, but Borderlands 2 took a page out of that genre's book, notably how long a raid boss fight can take. Found in the game's third DLC, Dexiduous the Invincible is a giant alien granddaddy longlegs that definitely lives up to its name. Players must face a few waves of tough enemies before Dexiduous even appears, though these fights are cakewalks comparatively. Dexiduous takes reduced damage from elemental weapons, its long legs can cross the arena quickly, and its max health is over 13 billion HP. That's not to mention its projectiles with high splash damage that will absolutely shred a Vault Hunter. The first time you face Dexiduous, it'll be a long fight. Number 8. Abyssion, Tales of Symphonia.
I will show you my true power.
Optional bosses are normally the hardest in any given game, offering tougher experiences for those that seek them out. Abyssion from Tales of Symphonia is a perfect example of this. He tricks the player into collecting all the Devil's Arms, using them at the end of the side quest to significantly increase his power. And the ensuing battle is a serious test of might. The Devil's Arms gives Abyssion extremely powerful attacks that are both close and long range, many of which are souped-up versions of your own attacks. He's also scaled to your current level, so there's really no way to be prepared for the first time you fight him. All in all, your first run-in with Abyssion will last at least an hour.
Ice Tornado!
No way! How could anyone be more powerful than me?
Number 7. Yami Okami. The final boss in this watercolor-inspired adventure would be annoying on its own, but Yami pulls a cheap trick by forcing you to face harder versions of every previous boss beforehand. That's a bit much, but Yami then pulls his second cheap trick by stealing Amaterasu's celestial brush, and with it, your ability to use any divine instruments. Basically, Yami does everything in his power to make this encounter as difficult as he can. While you do regain your abilities throughout the fight, there are 5 rounds to go through before it's finally over. It can take an hour or 2 to finish. That is, if you can stay alive through the whole thing. Number 6. The End. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
If you hadn't shown up, my sleep would have been eternal.
Don't be fooled by his age. This seasoned sniper will make you work for the kill. The End is faced in a dense jungle broken into 3 sections. He could be hiding anywhere, just waiting to knock you out with a tranquilizer dart to start the whole process over again. Patience is key. You'll need to utilize all the stealth mechanics you can to get the drop on him. However, actually tracking him down can take an excruciatingly long time. But you can always save in the middle of the encounter and come back at least 8 days later, so he'll have died from old age. Great meta joke, but still a long time to beat a boss. Number 5. Adamantoise, Final Fantasy XV.
Dude, you can't be serious! Oh crap, you are!
That's not a beast. That's a mountain.
Final Fantasy has featured more than its fair share of long boss fights. In Final Fantasy XV, a post-game gargantuan tortoise named Adamantoise joins the ranks. The sheer size of it would intimidate any player, but so too does its more than 5 million HP. Its attacks are fairly predictable, though getting hit by one of its shockwaves will cause some serious damage. Using different types of attacks on different parts of the boss's body is key. Magic attacks don't work on its tail or hind legs, and certain attacks of your party members work best on various body parts. Adamantoise is a hefty boss to say the least, and you'll likely be unprepared the first time you face it. Number 4. NYX Avatar Persona 3.
Then you must already know what people fear most, what they try to ignore. That is what I am.
Any being that's basically the personification of death trying to end all life is bound to be a bit tough. But if that being is also in an RPG, then best of luck to anyone attempting to fight it. NYX Avatar from Persona 3 comes in an infuriating 14 phases, so you better buckle up for a bumpy ride.
The Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. There is both joy and wonder in coming to understand another.
And while the overall 25,000 HP isn't as troublesome as some other bosses on this list, NYX Avatar uses it wisely. The final phase has the ability to deflect any attacks as well as deal out random status effects on your party, and she can charm one of your party members into healing her, which is somehow worse than if she simply healed herself. Number 3. Yiazmat Final Fantasy XII. This boss is thankfully optional, or else we would have never beaten the game. With 50 health bars at 1 million HP each, it naturally takes a long time. But it's all of the extra ways it lengthens the battle that earns it a high spot on this list. halfway through its health, the damage it takes is reduced by 1/3. At 1/5 health, its damage output increases. At 1/10 health, it starts using Reflectica, which could reflect your own healing spell to completely heal itself. Our deepest condolences to any of our viewers who experienced this. That's not even getting into its attacks, most of which hit all party members and all of which have a chance to instantly kill you. Just no. Number 2. Yggdrasilith 0, Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Ready? Let's do this one shot.
To be fair, this is a bit of a weird one. Yggdrasilith 0 is what Xenoblade Chronicles X refers to as a nemesis, a squad-based super boss with millions of health bars. Yes, millions. Fighting this giant requires work from everyone in their own game. Once a health bar is depleted, it's up to the next round of players to keep whittling it down. These fights are great for resource farming, but it obviously takes an insanely long time to actually kill Yggdrasilith 0. And considering the game is a Wii U exclusive with no known plans to port it to Switch, the amount of time it takes to bring the boss down only increases as less people play the game.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Absolute Virtue, Final Fantasy XI. Someone really needs to tell Square Enix to chill out. Although long fights are expected of MMOs, Final Fantasy XI has not one, but 2 lengthy boss battles that had to be scaled back. And while Pandemonium Warden causes significant strain to anyone who faces it, it's the jaw-dropping 30 hours it apparently took for Absolute Virtue that takes the cake. And even those reported 30 hours were before anyone had actually beaten it. Or beaten it according to Square Enix's acceptable means. Even at a measly 100,000 HP, the boss's vitality, attacks, and tendency to heal a significant portion of health forced Square to vastly decrease its difficulty 3 years after release, just so players could stand a chance.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.